What's up, everyone? Back for another beer review, and today I will be reviewing yet another beer from the Outer Range Brewing Company, and they are out of Frisco, Colorado, and this is their Techno Tomboy. So they're calling this one an IPA that is brewed with Nelson Sauvin, Simcoe and Motueka hops. It comes in at 7.2% alcohol by volume. No IBUs listed in time of review. I don't know exactly how old this can is, but it's either just over 5 weeks old or just under 3 months old, and we'll talk about that in a second. But first, I want to give a huge thanks and shout out once again to a good friend of mine and fellow BeerTuber, Ridge, over at Ridgeopolus, aka Get a Nose on a Beer Reviews, for hooking me up with this one. I'll post a link in the description box to both Ridge's channel and the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies he hooked me up with. And I will say this, if you like hazy IPA reviews, go check out Ridge's channel. He's starting to venture out a little bit to other styles and whatnot, but he drinks a lot of hazy IPAs. He loves them, favorite style. So if that's your jam, go check him out. And he's a character, great dude. And he hooked me up with some cool beers. Here's the thing though, I don't want to beat a dead horse here because in my first Outer Range review, I kind of rambled on about this, but I will say this. If you put keep cold, drink fresh on the label like they have on both of theirs, you should can the date, or can the date, can the date, date the can. You should date the can. And they have not. So what I did for these beers is I went to their Instagram page, the easiest way to figure out when they released said beer. And for their Ledges, which was the first one I reviewed, that was last canned in, I believe, late August, like August 27th, they posted on Instagram, so probably a couple days before that. So let's say like August 25th. For this beer, they've released it twice since Ridge sent the beer mail to me. They have released this one right around right around when Ledges was released in late August, and also on October 22nd. So I don't know if this is from the latest release. I would guess, this would be my guess, educated guess, but this would be my guess. I think this is from the same batch that Ledges was released on. So I think this is about 3 months old. It might be 5 weeks old. I don't know. We'll figure it out, I guess, together. But, you know, that's a big difference, 5 weeks to 3 months. You're talking about 7 week difference. And this exploded just like the Ledges. So we'll see if it's super carbonated like the Ledges was. Yep. Same issue from both beers. So I don't know if, when they said, I think Ridge got a order from Craft Shack, which is out in California, and had them sent to him. Then he sent them to me with some of his beers from these local breweries. But who knows? Maybe these started re-fermenting because it was hot out. Who knows what the case may be? But both of these beers are super carbonated. You can see I'm not pouring it. They're exploding out of the can. The other one had like a 4-finger head. This has, about a 4-finger head. I don't know. It's disappointing. First Outer Range beers, and they are not doing a great job in terms of how they pour in their appearance and everything. Now, this one looks way more hazy and kind of like what I expect from like a New England IPA. It has, like I said, about a 4-finger, I would say that's like an off-white, light tan colored head, sporadic bubbles all over from small to big. The base, though, is this honey orange, super murky color. It looks appropriate. The head starts right here. So you're talking about a head that's actually bigger than the base of the beer. I had the same issue with, again, Ledges, and it was tough to fight through the head, so we'll see if I can get anything on this. Nope. I would do the whole rubbing your nose with oil and trying to get down, but no, not doing that. I get a little bit like soft citrus fruit, like a sweet grapefruit, sweet orange. There's a touch of like a mango, peach, like stone fruit. I'm getting almost a bubblegum-esque kind of yeast character here that a lot of people get with like Treehouse. I'm getting it here, just a smidge. But yeah, it has that bubblegum, like sweeter kind of profile to it. Yeah, I mean, I can't get much through this head. It's a huge fucking head. Anyway, we're going to try to get through it and taste the actual liquid. So cheers, everybody, and thanks again, Rich. Go back in. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. I'm not getting like any oxidation I'm not getting any off flavors. It's just very bland. Very bland compared to the Ledges. The Ledges wasn't great. I gave it a 3.85. It was solid, and I could totally drink that again. But this is just, I don't know. Based on my experiences with drinking IPAs, and I've drank a lot of beer in my life over the past 12 years when it comes to craft beer. I've drinking a lot of IPAs. I would guess this is probably the 3-month-old one. And I don't know if the actual date is playing as much of a role as how it was handled in terms of, you know, when they sent the package out to Ridge, or how it was handled when they have it at Craft Shack, if it was kept in like a warm facility. All right, so body on this one, it's like straight up medium body. It's fine for 7.2%. The mouthfeel has a lot of carbonation, obviously, as you can see. But it's on the palate, it's not like crazily carbonated. It's not like super effervescent. It isn't like spritzy where it's ripping all the flavors off my tongue instantly. But it's definitely like moderate to highly carbonated. The flavors kind of carried over from the nose. Sweeter citrus, a lot of orange tangerine. Dare I say Tangelo at the front of the palate, because I'm getting like a tangerine grapefruit type of thing. And Tangelo is a hybrid of both of those fruits. So it's juicy, but it also has like that citrus oil, or like the pith or the rind that you can get bitterness, like that's all mixing in right at the front of the palate. Middle of the palate, I'm getting a dollop of like a mango and like a pineapple. Very small. It almost instantly fades away right as it hits. And on the back of the palate, I'm getting a slight piney, resinous type of quality to this one. This finish is almost full on dry. Very mild bitterness here. Not a lot of bitterness to speak of at all. It's fine. I'll have no problems drinking the rest of this. 7.2%. It's, you know, it hides the alcohol extremely well. There's nothing on the palate that indicates it's a huge beer. It's just, it's very, it's for something that's 7.2%. I'm expecting a lot more flavor, and a lot more flavor that I enjoy from a beer like this. I mean, you're talking, here's the thing. You're talking Nelson, Simcoe, and Motueka. I'm pretty much getting a huge Simcoe kind of vibe to this one, more so than the other two. And like I said, I have to rate it and judge it and review it based on what I am drinking. I can't be like, oh, if this was 2 weeks old, it'd be this, or if this was handled correctly, it would, I have no idea. I just know what's in my glass right now probably isn't a great indication of how this beer is fresh, or if it was handled properly. And I'm not saying it's handled improperly, but both of these beers kind of exploded out of the can, and I don't have that really happen ever with most of my IPA, so something went awry. Anyway, rating on this one, best I could do. Okay, hang on. There's a little bit of that bubblegum kind of yeast sensation, a little sweetness that just hit me, which I didn't get in the first couple tastes. Well, look at the lacing. Lacing's fantastic. But that's nice. I'm gonna give this an appropriate score for what I'm drinking here in the can. I can't get into hypotheticals and whatnot. So I'm gonna give Techno Tomboy from Outer Range. We're going to give this a high 3.5 out of 5 and go 3.6 out of 5. That's the best I can do on this one. Ledges was definitely better than this one. That is a double IPA. This is a regular IPA. It's a little bit bigger in alcohol, 0.5%. So 7.2, they call it an IPA. 7.7 is a double. I guess they kind of do the Hop Butcher like 7.5% double IPA. But regardless, like, you know, for what I'm drinking here, this is not a bad beer by any stretch of the imagination. It's not a drain pour. I'll drink the rest of it. It's just Outer Range. I heard good things via Ridge and another good friend of ours, Tyler, over at South 1020 Beer Reviews. Sorry, South 10 Beer Reviews, and I think they reviewed 1 or 2 of them, and they really enjoyed them. So that's why Ridge picked these up for me for the beer mail, and these just aren't doing it for me. 3.85 out of 5 for the Ledges and 3.6 out of 5 for this one. So the first 2 beers from Outer Range, kind of a bummer for me, but what are you gonna do? It dems the breaks. Price and availability. On Instagram, I believe these were $18 a 4-pack at the brewery. I don't know what Ridge paid for a single can or a couple cans or even a 4-pack of this one. And availability, I have no idea. Outside of they sell them at the brewery, and you can get them at craftshack.com and probably some other online sites, I'd imagine. I've never seen Outer Range in my neck of the woods. I've never heard of Outer Range before Ridge and Tyler reviewed one of those beers. So, yeah, as you can see, I'm kind of disappointed. And I'm disappointed because I was hoping these Outer Range beers were going to be better. But I would say, if I had to guess, when Craft Shack sent the package out to Ridge, something happened where it was in probably a hot area for a little bit too long. That would be my guess for his package in general, and it affected the IPAs a little bit more. Although I did the peaches and cream from what was the Glendale, California brewery? I forget off the top of my head, but that was fine. That had no issues. I do have the Dewey Colony of Small Animals I still have to review, and that's done for the hop forward beers. So we'll see if that one held up or not. But I don't think that one he got on Craft Shack. I think that's a local offering. So I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore. Anyway, go check out Ridge. Great guy, great content. He does the hazies, and hopefully his Outer Range beers are better than mine. But a huge thanks to him for hooking me up with this one. Thanks to everybody who stopped by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. To the next one, cheers.